Images of environmental devastation from the Gulf oil spill of 2010 are grim reminders that oil and water don't mix. But it doesn't have to take the explosion of an offshore drilling rig to drive home the importance of responsible oil management when it comes to our fragile environment. In fact, most of us need look no further than our own backyards and driveways to find potentially harmful threats to the soil and water in our own communities. The hazard is in the oil we use to lubricate our cars, lawnmowers, bikes, and machinery for our homes and businesses every day. The Environmental Protection Agency estimates that each year over 200 million gallons of used oil are improperly disposed of, an amount introduced into the environment each year. That's approximately 20 times the amount of crude oil spilled by Exxon Valdez, and that used oil from just one oil change could contaminate 1 million gallons of fresh water. With Earth's potable drinking water becoming more and more scarce, catastrophe is imminent unless major changes take place in our relationship with oil, a non-renewable resource. Safety Kleen Systems, the largest collector and re-refiner of used motor oil in North America, is showing us a better way to produce it, use it, collect it, repeat and repeat and repeat.
Every year, over 1 billion gallons of used motor oil is produced by United States automobiles alone. Much of the used oil is disposed of by local waste management authorities or the automotive repair shops we frequent for an oil change. However, recent studies conclude that about 80% of all oil collected for recycling at these service and quick lube stations is burned as an industrial fuel source, which releases heavy metals like lead and zinc into the air. At the Safety Kleen refinery in East Chicago, used motor oil is re-refined and conditioned so it can be used again and again. Using a closed-loop system, the re-refinery, the largest of its kind in the world and one of two operated by Safety Kleen, returns more than 140 million gallons of used oil to the marketplace as clean, pure lubricating oil, including motor oil, helping people and businesses in North America.
Today, Safety Kleen is the leading provider of environmental services, used oil re-refining, and responsible cleaning technologies. We are at the forefront of providing practical, green solutions for businesses and industry across North America, just as we have been since the company was founded in 1963. Safety Kleen lubricants like EcoPower, produced from the closed-loop re-refining process, meet or exceed the highest North American standards for motor oil performance. Just like oil refined from crude, Safety Kleen lubricants meet or exceed the same objective specifications that industry demands. There are many benefits of our closed-loop process, including the fact that 1 gallon of used oil can be re-refined to make the same amount of high-quality motor oil as 42 gallons of crude oil. Also, the re-refining process uses up to 85% less energy than processes used to make base stocks out of crude oil because it's already been heavily refined once. Since the re-refined product is not being disposed of or burned as a fuel, it reduces greenhouse gas emissions by more than 80% and reduces heavy metals emissions by 99.5%. By closing the production loop, we conserve valuable, non-renewable resources and reduce our country's dependence on foreign oil. We empower businesses to meet their sustainability objectives with our used oil collection services and our re-refined oil products.
In 2008, Safety Kleen introduced its EcoPower re-refined motor oil to consumers, but not before subjecting the re-refined oil to millions of miles of demanding torture testing for quality performance.
Safety Kleen understands that despite customers' best intentions towards the environment, protecting their investment and their equipment is a top priority. That's why Safety Kleen puts its re-refined products to the test. The result? We have proven our re-refined oil can perform as well as conventionally produced oil in passenger vehicles and heavy-duty trucks, while meeting or exceeding the toughest North American standards and manufacturer warranty requirements.
Safety Kleen is the official trackside environmental service provider for the biggest races in the world of motorsports, collecting and recycling the used motor oil and other fluids from NASCAR to the IndyCar Series to the National Hot Rod Association. The closed-loop process Safety Kleen employs begins with collecting motor oil from approximately 250,000 quick lube centers, retail outlets, large automotive service chains, dealerships, commercial fleets, and manufacturers across the United States and Canada. The collected oil is tested for re-refinement, suitability, and subjected to rigorous quality control before it's accepted into its re-refinery process.
Our company believes Safety Kleen's got a great thing going by collecting all this used motor oil and refining it. The process is pretty ingenious. Our company collects over 250,000 gallons of used motor oil on an annual basis, and it's nice to know that this used motor oil that's being collected is going back into vehicles nowadays as brand new motor oil.
Collected used oil is re-refined through a rigorous process of dehydration and vacuum distillation. Then it is hydro-treated using a process nearly identical to the refinement procedure for crude oil. After refinement, state-of-the-art additives are blended into the oil to provide the same protection and performance attributes of any high-quality lubricants made from crude.
The amount of used oil generated around the world is significant, almost 3.7 billion gallons a year. A closed-loop system that can put that oil to work again and again makes sense if you can meet the exacting quality standards that customers demand. Safety Kleen lubricants have been put to the test and can meet those standards. All Safety Kleen passenger car motor oils meet or exceed the American Petroleum Institute standards for North American motor oil performance in gasoline engines. In 2010, Safety Kleen collected 147 million gallons of used oil for re-refining. Our greenhouse gas reductions for that year alone are equivalent to removing the carbon emissions of almost 220,000 cars from the road, the electricity use of almost 140,000 homes for a year, or the carbon sequestered by nearly 30 million trees grown for 10 years in an urban environment. At Safety Kleen, we believe that collecting and re-refining used oil is a major step to help North American industry meet their sustainability goals, creating a cleaner environment for the communities we serve.
While the motor oil we depend on comes from a non-renewable source, Safety Kleen shows us we can make motor oil a recyclable resource, finding ways to recycle Mother Earth's gifts instead of depleting them. It can help preserve our water, our air, and our planet for the benefit of future generations. To learn more about Eco Power Oil, its products, and its environmental initiatives, log on to www.ecopoweroil.com. To learn more about Safety Kleen Systems, its products, and its environmental initiatives, log on to www.safety-kleen.com.